is going on? What is going on, people? I got an update from Facebook, and from what my understanding is that you all can't hear the music. I think that's what Facebook told me, is that they're not playing it because it's copyrighted, but I play it anyways because I actually enjoy the music. So I think they mute the music, but just know that I am backstage dancing it up. All right, let's get into it, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. There it is. You're seeing it down there. Like, share, comment, hit the notification bell. Definitely would appreciate that. What it takes each and every Monday. That's what this show is. Check me out. I drop this at between 4 and 6 p.m. On Wednesdays, you got my brother. It starts with me every Wednesday. It starts with me. That's my brother, Joel Simmons. Please check that show out. He's interviewing all different types of entrepreneurs, etc. You'll definitely enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it when I get a chance to check it out. I need to catch up on a couple of episodes. And of course, Community Beacon each and every Friday at 6:30, where we talk about things that are going on in the community. We're having some excellent conversations. The last two conversations were fire. So if you just get a chance to look at the last episode and episode before, and I'm not the type that's not gonna tell you when it's garbage. Sometimes there's a lot of garbage, or we're not hitting the flow. And don't get me wrong, our standards tend to be pretty high. But the last two have, like, we've really been in sync. I think the last one we kind of spoke about priorities, being overwhelmed. I gave some really tangible things that a person can do when he or she becomes overwhelmed. So go and check that out. Other than that, we will get into this show. Let's see what I have here. We'll talk a little bit about real estate, some real estate news. I was looking at some buyer information, some stuff that came in the news. Let's see if I can. Here we go. Let's talk about buyers, and this is all right. Let's read it. You know how I tend to jump the gun. For buyers, it says it's not the rate, it's the increases. Buyers get used to mortgage rates and incorporate them into decisions. I agree. Increases and decreases make them wonder if they should move quickly or hope they come back down. I think at this point in time, we as a collective are used to seeing a 6.5%, 7% mortgage rate, even 7.5%, especially if it's a property that you are able to afford. We spoke about that last week. So if you're able to afford the property, like, what exactly are the payments? It's when you need to get with a professional, a mortgage professional specifically, that can help you understand what is affordable for you. Because when you really think about it, as one of my real estate coaches says, if you really were to think about it, or the reality of it is that if you can afford it, especially here in South Florida, you might as well lock it in. And what they say, date, and I hate these platitudes and quotes, but it makes sense, these analogies. Date the rate, buy the house, marry the house, date the rate. Because, you know, if the mortgage rate does go down to 5%, 5.5%, or if you can buy down the rate, there's a novel idea that we spoke about last week. Go check out last week's What It Takes episode. You'll be in a pretty good position. And I just don't see it getting above 8% ever again. I think that would be something very interesting to take a look at, what exactly is going on in America, as my mother would say. All this talking, I haven't even finished reading. It says, despite the highest mortgage rates in a generation, my generation, new houses continue to sell. The U.S. Commerce Department on Wednesday reported that a seasonally adjusted 714,000 new homes sold in July. That compares to 684,000 in June. So people are buying. Lots of homes being sold in July. Sales were well below the 1.3 million clocked in August 2020. I'm trying to just remember August. And actually sold maybe 2 homes in August of 2020, when home buying was surging, but still at a faster pace than the pre-pandemic. Interest rates were so low. The pre-pandemic year of 2019, when 683,000 homes. So we're no longer in the surging market of 1 million homes in August of 2020. And then the year prior, 2019, there was 683,000 homes, and now we just had 714,000 homes. So we're pretty much, we're pretty much back on par. We're just not doing what was going on during the pandemic, which is reasonably so. One reason new home sales rebounded is the buyers got somewhat used to seeing higher rates. There are other reasons that few existing homes hit the market because most current homeowners pay much lower mortgage rates than what is prevailing now. They're hesitant to move, absolutely, impacting the supply of existing home sales. I think we're going to get into a point where we're going to see a lot of lenders start to do some creative things, specifically if the government doesn't do it, but specifically for people who are in these homes that are 3.5%. What if they could actually take their rate, like the portability taxes back in 2008, 2009, where you actually could take what you were paying in taxes and move it over to your new home? That's what the government did. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more lenders start to become very much more creative in order to allow housing to be a lot more affordable. Because what's going on is that since there's limited inventory, sellers are still able to get what they're asking for properties, which leaves a lot of people who can't afford those higher priced properties that left out on the ledge, or to buy something a lot cheaper or something they really, 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 really don't want. If it's something that you really don't want, you might want to think about buying it just because you can get the appreciation in the mortgage, etc. Since you're renting anyways, if you're renting, if you're at home and it's something that you really, really don't want, or you're not paying anything, then maybe staying where you are may work for you. The supply-demand imbalance created by a lower resale inventory that's what I said. Compounded by the persistent underbuilding of homes over the past 15 years. This is Toll Brothers. Even before resale inventory dropped, there was a structural shortage of anywhere between 3 and 6 million homes in the country. That's why the demand is so high still. Analysts are uncertain about what level mortgage rates will throw at least a temporary damper on new home sales. If it gets 8% or above 8%, I think buyers are really going to back off. And then we're going to see home prices start to just stabilize. But if it gets to 8%, and I'm looking here, it says it went up to 7.23% recently. So if we continue, I heard the feds are thinking about increasing the rate, the tax rate. Okay. So now this is what I want to share, because I saw my mentor lurking. I saw you, Jim. I saw you lurking. If you're watching this, I saw you lurking on YouTube. And I say lurking, but he left a message. And essentially his message was like, I don't talk enough about real estate. So I'm going to bring back an old video. This video is actually, what does it say? 6 years old. Oh my gosh, I've known Jim for 6 years, over 6 years. So this is one of the first videos he started making when I first met him. I asked him to make some videos, and I was posting them on my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, Michael Seville Real Estate, you'll see a lot more videos. You go all the way to the back, you'll see a lot more Jim videos. But I'll leave you with this one because this is Jim. Let me make sure that everything is set up correctly. Okay, there's Jim. I just want to make sure that you all can hear it. Let me make sure. Mute screen audio. Okay, perfect. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Let's go, Jim. And just to prep, I'm gonna rewind it because he had I don't know if he got his degree in it, but he was a film guy. So this is the panning. This is the little things. I'm sure he doesn't like my production.
Michael, I think I remember you asking me what is creative real estate as opposed to regular real estate. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Almost anything is creative real estate when you're avoiding the rules that the banks put on you or whatever it is. In other words, if you are going to sell something or buy something through FHA or a conventional loan with 20% down and so on, the chances are the rules that institution sets forth are everything that is going to be involved. You will have to follow those rules. But in a creative real estate situation, really, you make the rules. If you're going,
This is what he's talking about. What he's talking about is so important, specifically with what's going on now. And I'm even thinking about doing one with a property that I own, to where you can do first and second mortgages. If someone that has a lot of money to put down, you can actually become the bank. And I think that we're going to start to see that as well. We're going to start to see, because people have so much equity in their homes that they're thinking, listen, I don't want to sell this property. Let's say 800,000. I sell this property at 800,000. I'm going to have to pay taxes on 300,000. So what if I were to sell this property under that threshold of 500,000 if you're a married couple, 250 if you're single, and I were to collect a second mortgage or even finance the entire property if someone comes with a big enough down payment for it to make sense. If I own this property and I have $800,000 worth of equity in it, I want to go to a condo. Let's say I want to buy a condo. A person has 300,000. People have these in their 401k plans or something. Heck, less than that. Someone has 100,000, 150,000 to put down. They give me 150,000. I take that 150,000 and I buy a property with it, and then I finance the remaining 650,000, 600,000 at whatever interest rate it is. This is better than the bank. At whatever the interest rate is, maybe I give it to them at 5 to 7% to make it affordable to them. Maybe I give it to them for more. I can have them, the payments be, this is what amortization is. I can have the payments be 30 years, but then I tell them, listen, I really want you to pay me all my money back within 5 to 10 years. Let's say a 10-year balloon. But so if the rates do end up going below a certain percentage, say the rates go below 5%, then I can turn around and I can refinance the entire home at that point and pay you off your money at that time. And you're taking a less hit. All right, let's continue.
going to make an offer to trade, say, a vacant lot for a house or someplace, and added cash. That's a
So he's going even deeper. Like, and to him, this is so simple, and I can explain it to be simple. He's saying someone can have a house. They own a house outright, perhaps. Maybe they do have a little mortgage on it, but you have land. You're not planning on doing anything with this land, or you don't want to do anything on this land, or this house means more to you than this land does. You can say, I will give you this land. It's appraised at $30,000. I will add cash onto it, $100,000. So now this is $130,000 down payment for this home. I can finance this property. I can go get a traditional mortgage for this property, or you can finance this property for me. I remember someone says real estate is not about Jim says it's not about the property. It's about the people and their wants and their needs and how they feel about the property. Emotions.
Old land plus cash thing that is very valid. That's creating a real estate deal without having to be paying too much attention to what the bank is going to tell you, unless you have to take over payments that a bank has already written. And if that's the case, then you have to follow their rules, or maybe go around them.
Or maybe go around. I love Jim.
And there are ways to do that. We'll talk about that some other time.
All right. Listen, I sat underneath this guy for a long time. Pause. Valuable information For those of you who want to reach out to him, he's still here. He's still very active in real estate exchangers. They meet on Wednesdays at 11:30 or 12, something like that. If you want that information, please let me know. They definitely love to have you, but they do talk about real estate deals. He's still very actively involved in real estate and real estate deals. That is just a tip of the iceberg. Okay. When we're talking about real estate deals provides that the contract states that you have to have something worth consideration, and it doesn't have to be money. It just has to be something that the other side wants. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to end it there. If you have any questions about this or what Jim said, etc., let me know. I appreciate you all for checking in each and every Monday, and I will see you next week.